Look here, y'all. This is in Luke. It says, "For a good tree does not bear." Let me see what we call it, son. Can the blind lead the blind? Will they not both fall into the ditch? A disciple is not above his teacher, but everyone who is perfectly trained will be like his teacher. And why do you look at the speck in your brother's eyes, but do not perceive the plank in your own eye? We all need that part right there. To those of you who get tattoos, you need to get that tattoo. Hey, we forget that part all too often, bro. Let me get my lips right. I just brush my teeth. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I ain't gonna get me for that. I should have stopped. I should have kept going through all my misery and pain, struggle. Should have kept reading. You know what? Alright, or how can you say to your brother, "Brother, let me remove the speck that is in your eye," when you yourself do not see the plank that is in your own eye? Hypocrite, first remove the plank from your own eye, and then you will see clearly to remove the speck that is in your brother's eye. See, this right here alone, if we respect that, it'll hardly be anybody gossiping. Won't nobody really be gossiping. Because before you can even think about saying something to somebody else, you gotta, okay, then what's your problem? You know, what's your hold up? What's going on with you, you know? So, you know, I don't know. For a good tree does not bear bad fruit, nor does a bad tree bear good fruit. For every tree is known by its own fruit. For men do not gather figs from thorns, nor do they gather grapes from a bramble bush. A good man out of the good treasure of his heart brings forth good, and an evil man out of the evil treasure of his heart brings forth evil. For out of the abundance of the heart his mouth speaks. Yeah, it's like if somebody come to you and they say we can hit a lick, but I'm gonna show you how to hit a lick. It's a big lick. Two people come to you. One person come to you and they give you an opposition of a job. If I'm saying the word right. An option to have a job. You gotta put a little work in, but you can get some money. You don't really want to do that. You don't want to get up and move around. I don't know what the problem is, but somebody else come up to you, and maybe the money wasn't enough in your mind. Somebody else come up to you and say, "Man, we can hit a sweet lick." I'm talking about $150,000, and you ain't heard nothing like that in years. The other guy was talking about 10, 15 probably. And what we gotta do to get it? All we gotta do is watch this dude right here. All you gotta do is watch this woman, watch this dude. Watch them or whatever they do, just tell this person that's it. That's it? Yeah, that's it? That's it. That's something that's small to you in your mind could be major to somebody else. Cause see, okay, now we're looking at the Ten Commandments. Now we're looking at the Ten Commandments. I think it's 9 or 10, one of them. It said, "Don't bear false witness against thy neighbor." So, you're gonna get these pictures, these videos, all this information to somebody, and it might be true, but you're gonna realize after a while that person's stealing the information and using it for themselves to get clout. what do you do then? In your mind, you're going to say, in your naked mind, you're going to say, in your naked mind, you're going to say, you're going to say, hell, I ain't doing it to him. I'm going to just get a video of the buddy. I ain't doing it, though. You can't blame me for it. Yeah, you can. And God gonna blame you for it. My ancestors gonna tell you a new one for you even just saying my name. But my name, doing anything like that. You're gonna have misery in your life. You'll never get out of them situation that you've been telling your girl or telling your friends you're gonna get out of. It won't ever happen. You just create it. See, now I'm finna start teaching karma too. You just started accumulating karma. Listen to what I'm telling y'all. Either the 9 or 10 Revelation, 10 Commandments said, don't bear false witness against thy neighbor. Don't worry about basically thy neighbor oxes. In other words, when you read them 2 commandments, it's basically saying don't even have nothing to do with thy neighbor. You really don't even need to bother thy neighbor unless you're gonna help her. You know, get out of danger. It's something that's made narrow but made to look at broad. It's basically the last 2 commandments, if I ain't mistaken. I ain't looked at the 10 commandments in years. But them last 2 commandments, you stop looking at them when you perfect not doing them. I said a whole lot then, didn't I? Years ago. When I came to God, before I could completely get myself right with God, I had to stop violating God's commandments. So I stopped breaking them 10 commandments before probably anything else. And then I started advancing with God. That's how you come to God like a baby in Christ. That's how you come to God. So, that's why I said, well, anyway. So that's how you get back to it when you just said, I ain't got nothing to do. I just get in the video and the picture and tell them what's going on. I tell them the truth. They the one doing that. Yeah, but you help support it. See the system, it's a pyramid effect. It's a string. You're a cord. Them chains, I call them hell chains. But you know, it ain't gotta necessarily be hell chains, but it can definitely be an anchor. All right, now what direction are you going in? Now you know. At first, you had good intention. That was a mistake because you didn't know the plan of the person who gave you the idea or the opposition. I keep wanting to say opposition. I'm going to look that up. You didn't know the plan of that person, what they were going to do to this other person. Okay, after a while, you or your girl found out the plan, and you still doing it? Okay, now you guilty. Okay, now karma gonna go ahead. Karma don't miss. Karma gonna hit you. Karma gonna walk to the next person. Karma got you. So now you got 2 chains on you. Now they can call you 2 chains, because you got a chain of karma, now you got a chain of hell. Now you really going down. So now you safe to say you got them hell chains on you now. Because first and foremost, especially if a preacher doing, like a lot of preachers be doing that. If a preacher is copying a real preacher and you helping a preacher be an imitation preacher, that wouldn't have never worked with a real one, period. Like I would have set the preacher up. I would have got, let's say it's a bunch of females and you get with a preacher and it's a bunch of females and they say, hey, even if you slept with them, who cares? They get him out, who cares? Female can get grimy. Sometimes when you should get grimy, you don't get grimy. I'm going to teach you how to do it the right way because you must have forgot to do it the right way. You see a preacher, and he's sitting there with, and you and the girl get together, snicker, ha ha, he, And well, you need to do that to him. Then you need to say, yes, you snickering, ha ha, hee hee, gee gee. You do that, and then you say, he think he a preacher. This guy over here is a preacher. He ain't no preacher. He slept with you, girl? Yeah, huh? He slept with you, girl? He ha tee, put the tee ha. And then you go ahead and counter him up, and then you send his ass on down the road where he need to go, like the prison, if he don't go to hell. Cause you should never even think about nothing like that. And see, back in the streets, when I was in the street, it was so real in the street. Nobody could get nobody from the street to do nobody like that in the street. But see, somewhere it was a program being made on people in the slums and the hood, and they made poverty overwhelming. So the whole purpose for that was somebody could come to any street corner and give anybody $100 grand to kill anybody because they've been so broke and so poverty struck for so long. So don't never in your life people be trying to say I be teaching stuff. My stuff is helping y'all. If it ain't helping you, you don't want to embark on what I'm telling you. You don't want to embrace the truth because you're scared of the truth. The truth don't live in you, and it hurts you to even face the truth. But at the end of the day, my stuff is the truth because the itches is good and guaranteed them your ancestors talking to you. Go watch the movie Interstellar. That's exactly how they trying to reach you. So they sitting there poking you, that should be good enough, right? So they keep telling you, you make this deal, you itching like hell before you shake their hand. And they telling you, do not shake this person's hand. That's why you itching like hell. Okay, you shake the person's hand anyway. And you really itching, the insects biting. You itching everywhere now. Okay, ancestors tearing your ass apart. And guess what's next? The blanket. Now go ask the ancestors in the astro what the blanket means. That means they ripping you apart. Everything that was on you, all the armor of God, they rip. That hurts when it come off. That hurts when it come off because that's actually attached to you even more than your skin. They ripping you apart over there, tearing you apart. They throwing your wings in the trash can, and they putting you on this line. They gonna send you straight to hell. And you probably was a great person, a good person, a person too good to be going to hell. You really truly do work for God and love God, but you just somehow took that deal. That's how that works.